What's up, people of a semi-final number 2, Hera against Vinchester. We will see potentially 7 maps. Our opener will be Cross, and we see those civilizations. As we can see, Vinchester with a better Cross civilization, Hera no real option, and he actually decided to play Chinese against the Japanese of Vinchester, and well, it was an uphill battle. Yeah, it was pick number 1 for Hera, but clearly Japanese, Hans and Lithuanians considered to be the best here on Cross. We see Hera actually opening with an aggressive tower, open scouts as well. Everything walled off here in Vinchester. Early 2 dog play even, and big spread here. Hera has the dog in his back. The one at the bottom will be contested, and Vinchester able to get some nice defense. Obviously had to evacuate this area, but as you can see, castle age timing way earlier. Defensive tower here for Vinchester. Went for an archer defense, not a single farm being built, while Hera was pushed into quite some more stuff. Double dock here at the bottom to contest that. At the top, completely uncontested. And Vinchester did a pretty solid job in dealing with all this. Had the earlier castle age timing. Skirm defense was the plan here for Hera, but Vinchester with early ballistics as well is diving in. Couldn't really afford a lot of eco upgrades, but if you're killing like this, it doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, had the defensive town center, and Hera found some kills, idled a bit, but clearly Vinchester was able to force a bigger reaction. Therefore, Hera, with only 1 pawn against 3 pawns, was forced into quite some aggression. Made something happen with the skirm manual aggression, but the moment we reached Imperial Age here for Vinchester and got Arbalest and Bracer, not much Hera could do from here on. All this is getting cleared up, and Vinchester takes a pretty good game number 1 victory, micros away from all those. As you can see, population not even fair. It felt like that game was decided on the drawing board. 1-0 for Vinch. Game 2, Vinchester plays Aztecs on Serengeti against Hera's Franks, and we see the standard opening that we would expect out of both of them. Men-at-arms here, or 3 militia to begin with, and wanted to go for men-at-arms afterwards. We see the scout opening here by our Frank player. No surprises here at all, quite some harassment. But we will see the nice clear up, so actually will be killed as the drush was going on. Scouts really doing a good job of harassing, finding a villager kill here. And Vinchester tries to go for some wall in here, but Hera finds another kill, gets away with 2 of his scouts. Good job. Make it 1 of the scouts. And as you can see, 4 villager kills here already. Hera did an impeccable job of raiding. 22 villagers against 29. Just massive advantage. Wheelbarrow way too early. And Vinchester's economy pretty damn rocky from here. Still was able to squeeze out a very reasonable castle age timing, as you can see. Played some eagles, barely played any ranged units, and we see that Hera was pressuring with scouts and some skirmishers. Skirmishers obviously easily cleared up, and Hera will be fully walled behind this. We see some eagle harassments, but Hera played triple stable full knight aggression. As you can see, 11 knights here, and we see some monks added, but Hera did an unspeakable job of how well he sniped those monks over and over again. Also a bit fortunate on conversion timing, but just in this screen, I think he gets like 3 monk kills. Like this one instantly with a light calf again, moves around here, and then a bit later another one spawns, and just look at how he squeezes through. Such a good job. Those light calves survive. Next monk popping, the knights are moving in, and you see that Vinchester defense completely broken here, and Hera such an incredible job sniping all those monks. Active hands, nice macro, and we see Vinchester sitting at 3 town centers, but everything is getting cleared up. Hera is now adding TC's number 2 only, but the military advantage, as you can see at the top, 19-4, and Hera was not stopping, continued to raid everywhere. And yeah, the monks in the end were not enough, were not protected well enough. Vinchester played lots of eagles, maybe some pikemen were needed. Crazy job of Hera sniping those monks over and over again, and then just swarmed the Aztec player. 1-1 going into game number 3. Game 3, Vinchester is playing Huns and Hera is playing Italians. Probably on my books a better choice for Cross and Chinese here, but he liked it that way around, and we see a stable opening from both players, Spearman as well. Both players interested in walling quite a bit. Hera starts with a side Vinchester a bit earlier, tries to wall a pretty big area here around his outpost, and there will be some questionable walls here at the left hand side. Don't ask me how that happened, but in the end Vinchester was able to deal with that. Spearman around here for the defense, enough scouts around as well, and no major losses happened. Then both players heavily walled up, triple archery range, the follow-up by Vinchester, also with the siege workshop, while we see instant town centers added by Hera here, and went for the greedy approach. Now is going for some skirms, but skirms didn't really slow down his economy. He was booming quite nicely, but well, we saw the Mangonel and CA aggression coming now. Siege Workshop a bit on the later side there in comparison, and Hera with a solid 17 villager lead was looking good here. 13 villagers on stone, so was thinking about the castle. Mangonel is scaring this one away, and Vinchester needed to regroup and went back, and as you can see, still mass Mangonel skirm for the defense. Hera now building the town center, but those Mangonels, they are flying over there pretty quickly, and we can see CA trying to block this one. Now triple Mangonel, and now suddenly Knights are arriving with +2 defense, something Hera was absolutely not expecting. 15 villagers ahead, and now this is getting really ugly for our Canadian. 4 Mangonels around here, CA as well, and so many villagers are going to fall. Tries to get this castle up, but town center is going to fall. Villagers are coming over, and this is a pretty ugly spot. As we can see, some dances here, not the prettiest ones. Town center has to be evacuated, and we simply see that the Knights are doing quite some work. 11 villagers down already, and we will see more go down, popping out of the town center now, and Knights are dealing with this. Castle in the end will go up, and Hera will defend, but Vinchester was pretty happy finding so many villager kills. As we can see, Hera stabilizes and the game continues for quite a bit, but look at all those villagers that went down with this attack. Just a crazy push, just a crazy timing, but we managed to go to Imperial Age. And Vinchester obviously still had all the map control, went for mass skirms against the mass range units of Hera, is also attacking into Hassas here, took down that castle with the mass traps, and yeah, the chokehold was on for sure, and Hera simply with the slightly too late castle edge timing, maybe one more Mangonel could have helped, and obviously the great move there with all the Knights +2 defense that took Hera off guard. Vinchester takes game 3, 2-1 lead. Game 4, Gold Rush time. Bulgarians against Khmer. Both players opened with scouts. And as you can see, fully walled Vinchester saw that Hera was not fully walled and went for quite some aggressive play with his scouts here, and actually went for +1/+1 and went for 8 scouts in total, also spearmen. And as you can see, Hera 6 scouts only, and didn't go for any real upgrades for his horses, and therefore castle edge timing so much earlier. Only the blacksmith now could delay the barracks as well, and Hera played a really greedy game, but obviously on Gold Rush you can get away with it because you're walled so easy, and from here on Hera's economy was so much better. Could add the town centers earlier. Eco lead was massive. We now needed to see pikemen added by Vinchester, something he didn't really want to do, but was forced into it because he couldn't catch up with knight numbers. Monks are doing such a good job, and those pikes were completely outnumbered. Hera in a massive lead economy wise and military wise. We can see some expansion here. Try to get the crab horse control was Vinchester, but that crab horse is not even going up. All the knights will snipe the villagers. Beautiful moves there again. Monk just chilling in the back, and you can see how Hera was in full control all game long here. Gets the castle. Pikemen are trying to deny this, but on the other side we see the solid quick walls. Hera absolutely on point, as we can see here. Well, one gets in, but then the door is closed after this, so all good in the hood, and Hera's economy still so much better. We did see the attempt for Vinchester to get the castle up, but obviously denied full military control, and then Hera shortly after reaching Imperial PLH was able to squeeze some knights away that became cavaliers and are now raiding heavily, while we threatened the big attack in the center, absolutely using his mobility. And now we can see Vinchester in big problems here, and I will give you the game deciding fight because it was a really pretty one. Heavy Scorpion Cavalier against the Halberdier Onager one, and yeah, something we don't see too often, but as we can see, 200 population against 130 going into this fight. It was not meant to be a close one, but I like the army composition, and Hera equals it out 2-2 going into game 5. Game 5, Hera Cumans, Vinchester playing Bohemians. Hera obviously opening with the extra town center, will have a very solid economy here, while Vinchester, well, he goes the boomy approach and played some monks there to get some map control for himself. As you can see, 3TC, no real military buildings. Scout tried to get some monk snipes, did not happen. Conversion there, and Hera played a fast Imperial Age 2TC human play here. Pretty interesting approach. Forward castle to follow this one up. A bit on the late side. Would have loved to see the villagers a bit earlier, but still lots of pressure regardless. Vinchester very wisely moves his relics to the back. 4 of them. 5th one is stranded there after Hera found a nice kill. And we see now full skirm defense here. And you know, okay, Kipchak, they are really good at sniping bombard cannons. But apparently, elite skirms with all the upgrades are really good at sniping Kipchaks as well. And therefore, the bombard cannons not really dying as quickly as I would have expected. As you can see here, skirms with some real damage, and yeah, bombard cannons went down, but every single time a bombard cannon died, lots of Kipchaks lost their lives in exchange, and Hera was trying to heal them up, only now getting bloodlines, but we see that story multiple times. For example, here again, 3 bombard cannons, Hera dives in with what looked like 17 Kipchaks, and yeah, he will find lots and lots of kills, but couldn't really build his Kipchak numbers because he felt he had to snipe those over and over again, and 1 bombard cannon even survives after this big attack. And Vinchester basically taking 2 hoof Nietzsche skirms to deal with all those Kipchaks. Later on we actually tagged into some hussars, and now we will take a look at how crazy this is. Look at the hoof Nietzsche connections here in the back. 5 hoof Nietzsche shooting, boom, big shot there in the back. Second volley gets another big group, and this is just a crazy army that you cannot really stop. And I think Bohemians just so good in those scenarios if you led them to the spot, and Hera not given the timing that he wanted to, and now with Nietzsche just clearing house completely. We have 1 massive end shot here as well. As you can see, with Nietzsche then the back, Kipchak's completely clumped up and everything dies there at the left hand side. Absolutely crazy, and Hera tries to dive, but no way to deal with that. With Nietzsche Halberdiers winning the game in quite convincing fashion. Hera has to tap this one out, and now 2 match points for Vinchester. Game 6, Vinchester 3, Hera 2 on Golden Swamp. We have Vinchester playing Vikings, Hera with Mayans, and we see an interesting play. Hera actually front dock here to get the fire galleys faster into the face of the Vikings player who doesn't have fire galleys, therefore galleys obviously not that great in small numbers. But Vinchester had different plans. Actually plays fast castle here, and then you ask yourself, okay, yeah, well, Hera is so good and he will never allow the docks to go up, and indeed that is what Hera was doing. Look at that, Eagle, very active, fire galley blocking this one as well. Nice play. Hera was scouting it all the way, but surprise! 2 more villages here by Vinchester getting the castle up, and from there on we had the longboat production, and fire galley and galleys couldn't really do too much, and now microing it down all game long. Vinchester loves that, and no chance here in feudal age. A bit later with castle age army, not much more success either here. Yeah, Vinchester has to play at 1TC to afford this, but he regains water control and has to be happy with this one because he will get lots of gold as well. And Hera continued to go for more water army, but as we know, longboats just so good in those scenarios. The micro potential just incredible, unlike any other unit. And Hera has the better economy behind this one though. added the TCs a bit earlier and was imp earlier as well. As we can see, it's close to 1.5 minutes. Vinchester, though, sees the redock and is controlling this whole area. Hera mainly focusing on trying to get stuff rolling for himself on water. Outpost at the side, kind of getting noticed that nothing is happening on land. And Hera, well, he is even able to redock and went for some fast fires himself and is able to take a really big engagement. Elite longbow tech now for Vinchester coming in, but that big engagement actually was limited quite a bit because Vinchester, with those great walls, didn't really allow the fast fires to get there. Double castle set up, triple castle set up, all the traps in the world, and Hera realized, damn, this is something that I can't really engage into. All my traps are going to die, and Hera has to call the GG. Good luck next. Vinchester is going to the finals of T90's Titan League.